Welcome to our live stream. Today we have a quiz about the topic memory. Recently we had the topic memories, and I had a lot of different questions for us with a quiz involving memories. But today will be primarily about memory and not memories. They're a bit different. And the reason that we're talking about memory today is because I did a live stream on Instagram with Mike. You can find my Instagram account here. I'll pop it up just in case you would like to know. It's English.with.Jen. And I did a live stream with Mike about the movie The Notebook. And in the movie, one of the characters has dementia. And so I thought a nice way of being able to include a quiz is to do something about memory. Yeah. I'm stretching it. I'm trying hard. I want to offer you some content. And so there you have it. If you don't already follow my account and you're like, what is this lady babbling about? So hello, Lorena, sweetie. Good afternoon. I'm at English with Jen 123. This is my Instagram, my YouTube account down here, right here, or here, depends on how this ends up saving. English with Jen, that's on Instagram. And yeah, so ciao a tutti, Sabrina, welcome. I am heading to Africa tomorrow, and so I will have a bit of a break. Hello, darling. I will miss you all. It's going to be so weird. The standard of living. I'm having internet issues. Yes, I'm very excited. We will first travel tomorrow. We will travel to Nairobi. We're there for about 40 hours. I've arranged for us to have a little walking tour. Nairobi. Okay. And then we will fly to Tanzania and go on safari for about 8 days or so, 9 days, and then we will my internet's horrible today, to Cape Town. So we've done this for a couple of years, for the past couple of years, and we will do this again. So yeah, I'm very, I pinched myself. I'm jealous of myself, let's say that. So, but I hope to take you all on my trip with me as usual, and show you things. And if you have any suggestions of things you would like to see or for me to share, another safari, I know. We really love safaris. So another safari. But what this time, a little different. Hey, Natalia, sweetie. I have online problem. I had let me make sure that I'm on the right Wi-Fi thing here. Let's see. Am I on Office? Yeah, everything should be okay, actually. So I don't know what's going on. It's being strange. But yeah, so then as of the 13th, I will be in Cape Town, and the 17th, we will have our lesson again, standard of living. But today we have a nice quiz about memory. And for those of you who just joined, I know several weeks ago we did the topic memories. So this is a little different. This is just about memory. I'm milking the topic, The Notebook. Who has seen the film, The Notebook? And let me know what you thought of it. I just had a live stream with Mike and talking about The Notebook. And I don't know. I want to like the film because I think a lot of people do, but I didn't really like it. It was kind of, yeah, but it made me cry nonetheless. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about me. If you've seen the movie, let me know. But we're doing memory because the main character in the movie, she has dementia. And so just talking about memory. Never seen it. Okay. Yeah. If you like romantic movies that are semi-predictable, then watch it. If you don't worry. For me, it's difficult. You've never seen this film. Yeah, okay. Because in the movie, they're supposed to come from where I come from the South. And the actors are not from the South. And so they're, in some scenes, their accents are very Southern. They're correct. They're the way people speak where I come from. And then in some scenes, it's not, and it drives me crazy. So it's hard to watch it. So if you love romantic movies, The Notebook, let me write it on here. Hold on. The Notebook. It's with Ryan Gosling. It's from 2004. So it's an oldie. I won't tell you much about it. So it does. Oh, sorry, not that. Sorry. The Notebook. Where did I write that? I don't remember. Maybe I didn't like it. Hey, Abdul. Faisal, hello. Oh, no, that's a new Abdullah. Hello. All right, so The Notebook is the movie. I don't know what happened. Oh, here we go. I need to just hit The Note. Not The Notebook. Had two T's in there. Here we go, and there we go. So 2004, Ryan Reynolds, I think, Amy McAdams, and yeah. So no worries, Yuki, you know, better late than never. Always happy to have you here. All right, let's go on to our first question for today. And here it is. So according to a psychology professor, news events in 2020, that's completely the wrong one. Hold on, excuse me. All right, we've done this one. So actually, Yuki, you're not too late. You were here weeks ago. So let's see. Let me get quiz memory. Why is that? All right. I think I might have to save this again. Something has gone strange. No. Okay. Let me get our slides going. I don't know what happened when I downloaded them. So Yuki, have you seen The Notebook? News events. What is this? Let me see. I have no idea. Oh, here we go. Okay. So something strange happened, but it's not a big deal. I will download it and send it to us now. Download, and we'll have it in just a second. You don't know the movie, so nobody knows this really. Okay. Yeah, it was a big movie when it first came out. It was one of these that everybody had to see. Everybody loved it. I don't know, I'm a bit of a film snob, I have to say. So sometimes when these movies come out that are very popular, I avoid them because I know I'm probably not going to like them. Not to sound like a ooh, but yeah. All right, so let's see. Quiz memory. Let's open up number 1. I hope this is going to be much nicer and friendlier to us. Yes, why are you not opening? Because I have to open you here. All right, so how old? This movie's from 2004, so really old. Quiz memory 1, and here we go. We're in. The human brain can store about 2.5 petabytes. That is like, how much TV do you think? A petabyte. I can barely handle a gigabyte. I don't even know what that means. So is it 30 years of TV, 100 years of TV, 300 years of TV, or a lifetime of TV? How good are our memories? What do you think? A, B, C, or D? And I will stop that banner. If you don't already follow my account, you can find it right there. Would love to have. What are we thinking? A, B, C, or D? According to a psychology professor, the human brain can store, so it can handle, it can hold up to about how many? About 2.5 petabytes. That is like how much TV? How many years of TV? The Notebook in Italian. Oh, here we go. Le pagina della nostra vita, the pages of our life. Yeah, this is also, so Michaela, do you know it then? All right, hey Mohammed, nice to have you here. You're saying either B or C, 100 or 300. Any other guesses? Otherwise, so Renit, hey dear, you're saying B, 100 years. Natalia, something wrong happens with the internet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the connection. You know what? I'm going to shut the door because maybe that has something to do with it. But the connection thing is here. The door is here. But superstition wise, let me see something. Yeah, for me as well. So let me see, because I know that I'm on the right network. I don't know what's going on. Let me shut the door. I'll be right back. Okay, maybe this will be better. Hello, Karina, Elizabeth. Hello, hello, welcome. What do you think? How much memory? I know it, but you haven't seen it. Okay, well, watch it and let me know what you think. Connection doesn't work for me too, huh? You too. Still, is it still bad? Let me take a look again and make sure. Should be good. And it says I have the full amount, connection's okay. My brain can store several years of TV. Yuki, you're doing better than I am. I'm like literally 3 minutes, if. Give me a little bit of feedback if the connection is better now. I shut the door. I usually go live with the doors shut. Maybe somehow that's doing something with the signal. I'm hoping that that's what that is. Otherwise, yeah. Maybe you can give me a bit of feedback. I don't know what's happening. If this is not working, then I guess I will go out and come back in, like restart my entire system here. Now connection, that's weird. Okay, keep the door. For me, the connection just died. It works. Okay, now it's working. Let's see. All right, so the answer is actually our brains can handle up to 300 years of TV. That's 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It can handle. It's not for me. I shouldn't talk about it. I think that's the problem. So then here we go. Yeah. So if you have virtually unlimited storage, why do we forget so much? If we encounter things regularly, it strengthens our connections between neurons and makes the brain easier to recall information. So got to practice things. I think we all kind of know that already. All right, we talked about, this is more just memory in general, and now we will talk about short-term memory. My connection is still acting weird. Okay, any other feedback? Because I'm not saying anything, because, you know. Let's see, I hope that it's going to be better now. And let's see, number 2, talking about short-term. Okay, mine is still being weird as well. According to, for me, the connection works perfectly. Oh, good, Karina. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, awesome. According to research on short-term memory, how many pieces of information can most people remember at one time? So A, 2 to 3, B, 4 to 9, C, 10 to 15, and D, 20 to 25. Very weird. Okay. So how much information, how many pieces of information? Yuki's saying A, 2 to 3. For me, it's negative numbers. So I'm not on this. I'm definitely not the average. In fact, I try to play a game with myself sometimes. Hey, Carmen, darling, welcome. I try to play a game with myself sometimes where I try to remember what I did throughout the day at the end of the day. And even like remembering things like what I have for breakfast or some with A or B. Natalia says A or B, 2 to 3, 4 to 9. Serena has C, 10 to 15. Ciao, Alessio. Hello, dear. So how much can you tell me? What can you say? Lorena's going with C, 10 to 15. All right. So any other guesses? Otherwise, I will tell you. Short term means a few hours a week. Yeah, Michaela, I looked that up too. Karita, negative. I'm negative numbers. I am definitely negative numbers. Okay, so sorry, Michaela, our definition I cut out. Short-term memory is the ability to hold a small amount of information in your mind for a short period of time, usually a few seconds or about a minute. And this can be like remembering a phone number, like somebody tells you their phone number and then repeating it. Or sometimes if you get like one of these long codes where you have to verify something, that could be short-term memory. Sometimes a live stream is freezing. Yeah, I tell you, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. I'm so sorry. So the answer is B. Alessio, you are correct. The 4 to 9 pieces of information. So that would be like numbers, a phone number, something of that nature. Carmen, we are playing memory with our dad at Christmas. It's very difficult for him. Yeah, you don't want to play. You would love playing with me. All the recipes at once, but now I have to come back and check the recipe over and over again. Yeah, and I wonder too, I feel like, the more I don't have to remember, like with phone numbers and things like that, the less I remember. Michaela's saying B, that is correct, exactly. So 4 to 9 pieces of information. Some studies suggest it's more 4 than 9 for me. Like Karina said, negative numbers. That's, I can't remember anything. And yeah, but I have a fun thing for us now because I wanted to see like what our short-term memory is like. Okay, so I have a little slide for us now. And let's see. So what do you need? Do you get yourself all concentrated? Okay. Like whatever you're doing for 2 seconds, give me your attention. That happens to be too. Okay. It feels good to have good memory, but somehow it feels nice to not be on this on my own. Okay. So I need slide number 3. And this is kind of a little here's the assignment. You have 2 minutes to stare at this list, okay? And then once you've stared at it, after 2 minutes, I want you to write down as many things as you can remember. I will give you a second. You might not have paper or pen, or you might not even want to do it. I know you have one foot in the bed and to your bed right now, but 2 minutes, get a piece of paper and get a pen. You don't need it right now. You just need to stare at the list. But after 2 minutes, then you can write down how many that you remember. Let's see how good, because maybe our short-term memories are better than we think. And why is that not working? 2 minutes, 2 minutes, go. As many of the words as possible. And let's see, I'll count how many we have. I'll be quiet. 2 minutes, look at the list. Okay. 2 minutes. One more minute. And stop. Okay, so now take a second and try to write down as many words as you can remember. So there are 16 words. Try to write down as many as you can remember. And I'm going to remove this so that you can't cheat. And let me know when you have your list complete and we can see how many you got right. I will read them to you. It's hard when it's not alphabetical. So maybe you give me a thumbs up when you have your list, or let me know you're ready. And then we can go through which words, how many words you have. Let's see who's our superhero short-term memory person. Let's see. In fact, I'm going to guess who's going to do the best. Okay. Or you can do that. Yeah, sure, Mohammed. Write it in the comments when you have it done, when your list is done. I have an idea who I think is going to be our champion. I've written their name down. Not to play favorites, but I just figure this person probably has a good short-term memory. So Muhammad has written his in the comments. Anybody else have something that they would want to add? Maybe you're still writing. Be quiet. Okay, so apple, key, coin, book, storm, pencil, pen, clock, phone. This looks good. Glass, signal, chair. Wow. Shoe. So how many is that, Serena? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2. Maybe you could tally these up for me, if y'all don't mind. Whoa, Natalia. That. Key. All right. Anybody else have some that they want to add? 12. Okay. So Serena, you had 12. Natalia looks like she has more. Only 10. I think 10's pretty good. Any other guesses? And if you're watching the replay of this, please let me know which how many that you ended up with. So apple, chair, bridge, clock, pencil, flower, engine, coin. Okay. So, all right. Super. It looks so like we have a winner. Let's see. We have Natalia has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow. 16. Okay. So we have a champion here. A little round of applause for our short-term memory queen. We have Natalia here who had 16 correct answers. Very cool. If I'm stuck somewhere and I need to know a phone number, I want to hang out with Natalia. Only 8, I'm getting old. And Alicia, listen, this is so bad, no pressure, but I said that I thought that you would be the one that would have the highest score. So I have a lot of faith in you. Yay, Natalia. Exactly. Way to go. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So let's see. Moving on, I just thought that would be kind of a fun thing to throw in to sort of test our our short-term memories, excuse me. Lorena, only 10. Hey guys, only 10. There were 16. That's, you know, a lot. That's over half. So Natalia gets the prize today for short-term memory queen. Awesome. Good job. We are going to move on to a term called the Google effect. All right. So this is something that you can tell me about, the Google effect. And I right. Is it A, people forget information because they rely on the internet to find it? B, people remember everything better after searching online? C, Google can predict what you will remember. D, using Google improves short-term memory. Which of these do you think is the correct answer? Serena's going with A. We lose it. Any other guesses for me? 16, because you took a photo of the screen. Oh, Michaela, at least you're honest. So Yuki's going with A as well. All right, people forget information because they rely on the internet to find it. Alessio is going with A. So, any other guesses? Otherwise, yes. So, okay, Mohammed, you're saying A or D. So, because you rely on the internet, people forget information, or using Google improves short term. So, kind of opposites, really. Okay, so a lot of you answered A. Actually, everybody. Oop, exactly, Karina. Rely on the internet to find it. Okay, so it's kind of one of those things. We have a nice little expression. If you don't use it, you lose it, right? So it's kind of like if you don't use your brain, then you kind of like the muscle sort of starts to deteriorate. So somehow the brain needs to struggle a bit to find information. So back in the day when we had to go to the library and look things up and try to figure things out and go and read, you know, the Dewey Decimal System and find the book in the library and find the page, somehow that extra work made it so that we remembered more things. Anyway, so you don't use it, you lose it. Or you don't move it, you lose it. All right, so moving on to the next topic, sticking with memory. And yes, Michaela's funny. I love that you're cheating. Let's see. We have number 5 for question 4. My internet's being weird. Low stakes testing can help learning because it, A, lets students reread the same information over and over. B, forces the brain to work harder to retrieve. Reduces the need to study outside of class. And D, makes students memorize without understanding. And just to explain what it means here by low stakes testing, it means like if you're in school and you have a quiz, it's not like a final exam. It's like a little, like it doesn't count so much for your overall test or grade, that is. So it's not so low stakes. Yeah, it sounds like steaks, like you can eat, but it's low stakes, meaning low, like you don't have to, it doesn't cost you a lot. There's not a lot of risk involved. So yeah, so that's what that means. Low stakes means that it's more, it doesn't have a big impact on your grade. A low stakes risk would be like in finance would be investing in something that is very secure. The stakes when you bid on something, when you bet on something. And in this case, low stakes, meaning low risk. And high stakes would be high risk, right? So what do you think that it means? Research shows that low stakes testing can help learning because why does low stakes, why does small test, little exams, little tiny pop quizzes and things like that? Why? Why do you think that? So Alessio says C reduces the need to study outside the class. Did not understand low stakes testing. So low stakes is when something is not a big risk. And often in a class, you'll have little quizzes that don't count a lot for your grade, right? So it's if you fail one of those, okay, it's not good, but it's not a big deal. If you fail the final exam, that's a high stakes test, let's say, because you can't fail that. You need to get a good grade on it. There's a lot of risk. There's a lot of pressure on that. So anything that is low stakes, low risk, high stakes, high risk, and in this case, testing, all right, for memory. Any other guesses? Serena's going with C. No problem. Thank you guys for asking, and ask until you understand. I will look for the bot to get another example. Absolutely. This is your lesson, so if you don't understand, you got to let me know because I can't really feel that. So A or B, okay, so let students reread the information over and over. B forces the brain to work harder to retrieve information because less stress and a brain memorizes. Yes, yes, yes. Lorena's going with C, Yuki's going with A. Our answer here is actually B. It forces the brain to work harder to retrieve information. So I think it's probably also a bit A too, right? I think so. You're rereading the information, you're forced to think of it again. So it's one more time of like this. Which made me think, actually, a lot of you really take learning English very seriously and really enjoy it. And it's something that you do for fun, but also because you want to get better. And I just recently suggested to my daughter that she should put her exams, her test, let's say, her quizzes into ChatGPT and have ChatGPT to come up with a quiz for it. So I know a lot of you keep vocabulary, and I was thinking maybe it's a nice idea for some of you to use ChatGPT as a tool, as a nice, easy way to kind of remember things. So if you have vocabulary words, if you have idioms, then maybe that you can put them into ChatGPT and have ChatGPT come up with a little quiz for you so that it helps you to refresh your memory. Like maybe if you have notes from a month ago, take 5 words, have it put that into a quiz for you and test yourself. And this is like this is a low stakes sort of testing. High stakes is when you're speaking maybe to a native speaker and you need to remember that word right then the pressure's on. But in this case, it keeps it into your active vocabulary. But I thought as a little tip, that might be a nice thing actually to do, is to every once in a while, throw 10 words or whatever, expressions, idioms, phrasal verbs into ChatGPT and let it come up with a little mini quiz for you with an answer key. So then it makes it easy. Just as an idea. Welcome to you, Satyam. Welcome, welcome. No worries for being late. Always better late than never. Moving on to, okay, also low stakes testing could also be something like flashcards that you practice at home as another idea. I'm grateful for that as well, Serena. Yes, I prefer having you here as well. Just as an idea, I know some of you take this learning more seriously than others. This is more community, some sort of community and studying, and some it's just that. So whatever degree you want, but I just thought that I was thinking, actually that's a nice thing to do because you know specifically the words you are struggling with. I don't, and other people might not have that issue. So you could put the words you're struggling with, struggling to remember into ChatGPT and then have it create little mini quizzes for you. All right, let's move on to our 5th item for today. And oops, why is that not charging? Should be. All right, so 5th item for today. Things are all over the place. So let's see. We're going to talk about list. And I don't know about you, but I have lists for my list, basically. I have so many lists. Smart way of using time. Okay, good. I'm glad y'all like that idea. So let's see. Number 6, and here we go. According to memory research, people usually remember which items in a list best. Okay, is it A, the first item and the last item? Is it B, the middle items, everything in between? Or is it the second and third items, or all items equally? It doesn't really matter. So what do you think? Which items do people remember the best? So Serena's going with A, the first and the last. All right. Any other guesses? And also, as an extra little sort of bonus question, do you have tricks for remembering lists, like grocery list and things like that? I often have the situation where I create like this long list, and then the fun game I play is that I leave it at home. So it's like, so A probably, okay, everybody's going with A. I've got a sea of A's coming in, exactly. Okay, so A is the correct one. People remember the first one and the last one. I find that so random. I don't know. So anyway, it's some sort of effect called primacy and recency effect. I don't know what that means. But if you have tricks for remembering lists, then let me know. I think like for me, if I have like bacon, butter, bread, I'll say 3 B's. 3 B's, you need 3 B's. So bacon, butter, bread, bacon, butter, bread. And I think also if you kind of like turn it into a song a little bit, I need the bacon butter bread, or try to alphabetize it or create a word. So yeah, that could be something that you can do. Those would be suggestions for remembering list. Maybe you have something specific that you do, so that if you need to remember a list. So I sometimes make up a story with all the items and visualize the images. Yeah, and Yuki, I think that's supposed to be a really good way of memorizing a lot of things. So I think that's a really good thing to do. All right, moving on to when humans begin remembering things. To remember a list to visualize groups of items. Okay, so Serena, do you like visualize fruit, for example, and then like paper products like toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, that kind of thing? What do you mean by groups? Curious. All right, so moving on to our next one. And if you want to answer those questions, that would be awesome. If not, I get it. It's okay. Let's see. Humans start, when do human memories start forming? At birth, A. B, around 2 months of pregnancy. C, around 4 months of pregnancy. Yucky. And D, around 1 year. And then you forget the story. Pen with pencil for example. Okay. So a little bit of a mini story in your situation. All right, Natalia's going with B, around 2 months of pregnancy. Memory starts to kick in. Okay. Any other guesses? When do you think that memory actually starts? At birth, around 2 months during the pregnancy, 4 year. So what can you tell me? Natalia's guessed B. Any other guesses? So, and maybe you're writing information about how to remember a list. Michaela, you're saying B or C. Okay, so you're sticking with pregnancy, but it's a question of whether it's 2 months or 4 months. Okay, Lorena's got a D for me, around 1 year. Yuki says C, 4 months pregnancy. Oh my gosh, during pregnancy. So, all right. So here's the thing. Evidently, around 4 months of pregnancy is when you first start having your first memories. And so, like when my kids a million years ago, when I was pregnant in 2000, yeah, 2000 and in 2004, in 2003, then there was a big thing going on where pregnant women were told that you should put headphones because everybody still had headphones, like sort of Walkman style kind of things, Discman things. And you were supposed to put headphones on your belly and play classical music. And that was supposed to make your child more intelligent. And of course, I wanted to do everything correctly. So I did that. And it's supposed to be a way of having babies like form good memories, form lots of nice things. It made sense to me. I don't know. Did anybody else do that who has children who from around that time? Or maybe nowadays you do that during pregnancy. I don't know any pregnant people to ask. But known as prenatal or fetal memory, experiments have shown that fetuses can, in fact, remember sounds that are played to them. No heavy metal, no. That might have made them a more, let's go do this. Next child, next life. Supporting many anecdotal claims by mothers that their newly born children are calmed by certain sounds playing in their environment. In fact, scientists now believe that prenatal memory is crucial in the development of attachment for an infant to its mother. So, yeah. So I guess it wasn't completely wrong. But it seems like nobody else did that who has children. Or have you heard of that? I don't know. I really should have done it. I also listened to classical music during pregnancy. Okay. So you did that as well. Yes. So I listened to a lot of Mozart and I had headphones on and I thought, I'm going to have the smartest children on the planet. And they're great, but I mean, they're not really interested in studying. They're not that kind of smart, but maybe it's a different type of smart. They're both very wise. So maybe it's that. All right. Mozart and Bach. Okay. So yeah, then you know what I'm talking about. All right. So let's talk about some brain games. Okay. As our next point here. Brain games. Number 8. About how life works, right? Definitely. I find it fascinating. Okay, I just realized I didn't put my microphone on. It probably sounds horrible here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have why don't brain games necessarily improve memory for everyday things like names or directions? Is it A, they're too easy? B, they only work for children? C, they improve short-term memory instead? Or D, the benefit disappears when you stop? All right, so this was very new to me. This is why I threw this in. I thought you might find this interesting as well. Why don't brain games? And a brain game could be a puzzle, Sudoku, maybe memory. So brain games, why do they not work? Okay, Natalia's going with C, 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 C. All right, Serena, D. All right, so far we have C, we have D. What other options do we have? Mohammed C. Any other guesses? One of you, 2 of you who guessed D, 3 of you, you're correct because the benefit disappears when you stop. So here's the scoop. My internet's still doing strange things. Sorry about that. A puzzle type of memory it uses. So for example, if you do crossword puzzles, you'll get better at crossword puzzles. If you do Sudoku, you'll get better at Sudoku. The benefit only seems could be lost. So this surprises me because they tell you all the time, play games, do these kinds of things to keep your memory going. So this was the first time that I had read this. I hope it's wrong because I like playing Sudoku. I want to think that it's making me smarter or keeping my brain active. But evidently it's just making me good at Sudoku. I don't know. All right. Maybe, does anybody have any information on this? Have you heard this as well? If not, then not. If so, then please let me know if you heard this before. And so let's see. Let's talk about people that evidently have better memories than the rest of us. So let's see. Oop. All right. Number 8. Sorry. Which group of people tends to have better memories? Is it A, right-handed people, B, left-handed people, C, people with brown eyes, or D, people who exercise regularly? The best natural remedy to improve memory is learning languages, in my opinion. I think so too. And especially with me coming in, hanging out with all of us. All right. So what do you think? Which group here tends to have better memories? Right-handed, left-handed, brown-eyed people, or people who exercise regularly? What do you think? B, because I'm one of them. Okay, that's funny. That's a good answer. So Yuki's saying D, Serena's saying D. Do we have any other left-handed people in our audience? Alessio, Michaela, D, people who exercise regularly. Never stop. I'm trying. I hope not. Okay, so let's see. So the answer is actually B, left-handed people. According to a study conducted in 2001, this was a while ago, maybe this is not accurate anymore, but left-handed people have better memories. And this is the logic behind it. This is because the corpus callosum, the white matter around the brain, in lefties is larger than that of right-handed people. So Mohammed, you are correct. You might have a better memory than some of us. So according to the study in 2001, left-handed people are normally more creative. Exactly. Yes. So, okay. Let's take a look at the next one and talking about eyewitnesses. So eyewitnesses are people who see crimes and then they report them and then they become a witness. They have to go to court and they have to tell the judge about different things. Yay, Muhammad, exactly. All right, so here we go. I think we've all heard this before, right? That oftentimes crimes happen, people think that they see something a certain way, and then years later it comes out that actually that is not correct. So in the US, in 235 wrongful convictions in the US. So wrongful convictions are when people are wrongly accused and then they get put into prison. Wrong convictions. They have to go to jail for something that they did not do. What percentage were because of wrong eyewitnesses? Eyewitnesses don't always remember correctly. In 2035, why do I keep saying 2035? In 235 wrongful convictions in the US, what percentage were because of wrong eyewitnesses? So Natalia, your daughter is left-handed. You're guessing B, 50. Yuki's going with A. Leslie says, I hope A. Serena on the same wavelength as Alessio, I hope A. And so and the answer is actually C. 75% of 235 wrongful convictions were because the eyewitnesses did not remember correctly. That's so scary. That's so incredibly scary. Visual memory of eyewitnesses is notoriously inaccurate. It is totally inaccurate. It's very highly known. It's highly known. 75%. Oh my goodness. Okay. I know it's scary, really scary. So thank goodness that we have more forensic evidence nowadays where we can rely more on science than human than humans, you know? Okay, so let's see. Moving on to our last question of the day. According to memory research, when is it best not to study? Is it A, right after breakfast? B, right before going to sleep? C, in the morning? Or D, during a break? When is it best not to study? Lorena's going with D, during a break, because of the shock. Yeah, maybe because of the shock that eyewitnesses, maybe your brain is looking to find the answer. And sometimes you want to say something. So maybe it's also that. A break is a break. Okay, so you're saying, I guess, D. We have two B's. Okay, Alessio and Michaela are going with B. Any other guesses? We're a little all over the place, which is kind of cool. I love it when we have questions like this that are not so simple. All right, so the answer is actually B, right before going to sleep. Because they say don't study before you sleep. It's true that sleep is beneficial, so of course, go to sleep, But however, the neurohormonal, I don't know how to say that, neurohormonal state in the brain is at its best early in the morning. So go to bed, get a good night's sleep, but wake up early in the morning and start studying. Then it will be able to absorb more information. And maybe this is something that's more personality. This is probably not a one size fits all kind of thing, but in the rule, or as a rule, one can say that going right before going to bed is not the best idea to study. It's more important to try to study, to get a good night's sleep and study in the morning to refresh your memory. Then when it's like a sponge and it's refreshed and awakened. So I think that kind of makes sense in a way. I don't know. Some people wake up and they're tired. I wake up and I'm ready to go. So it would work for me. It would be a better time than before I go to sleep. For me, in the morning works better. Yeah. Who else would say morning works better or evening? Even though I'm really awake at night, there is a point in the evening where I'm awake, I can do things, but I know there are certain things that I need to concentrate on. There's no way on earth I'm doing that late at night. My concentration level is low. I would wait until the morning to do that. So I guess I maybe do that automatically. Is it the same for you? Did you do a live on Ewa Day? I did, Mohammed. Much earlier than normal. I did it at 1 p.m. It was a live stream with Mike. So it's saved there if you want to see it. Okay. All right, folks. So let me move this. Let me hop over to here. If you've hung out with us now for how long? 54 minutes and 15 seconds, then you might have found a home here to learn English, to practice your English. English with Jen, this is my account. I would love to have you become part of our community. We have a wonderful community, and I'm here typically every Tuesday at this time for a live stream. Well, actually not 4:30, usually an hour and a half later, for a quiz. And I do on Wednesdays, I typically do a live stream at 3 p.m. German time. But I will be on break for about 2.5 weeks. And yeah, so I will try to throw some stuff in between if I can. Sometimes we will be offline, as I've said, and I will hopefully see all of you again on the 17th. We'll talk. It's an age thing. I bet you my internet connection will be better in Africa. I bet. I bet you I could be on safari in some jungle somewhere, and yeah, it'd be better. Enjoy your vacation. Thank you, Yuki. Thank you, Michaela. Have you packed your? I have not. I have not. I'm kind of doing it in sort of like I've done my cosmetics and toiletries, and now I'm going to do all of the computer and cables and stuff. And I'm trying to do it in like little groups so that in case I forget something, that I have a little bit of time to think, oh, you need that. We just remembered we have to pack. In Germany, they have this thing called an Impfpass. It's like a vaccination passport. And we had forgotten to pack that. And they won't let you in the country if they can't see that you have the right immunizations. So Peter remembered it. Thank goodness. We will get to go on our trip. See you. That's a Tuesday, I believe. But I might miss y'all all so much that I try to throw something in between, and if I can, because I think sometimes we won't really have good connection like today. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for your wishes. And if you have any as well on Instagrams, hesitate to write, but I will.